Hey, welcome back to Upper Michigan Today, everybody. We are first talking about art on the rocks here in our show today. We are joined by the director, Tristan Luma. Thanks for having us. We're the ones having you. Thanks for joining us here. We had you on the morning news as well this morning. We saw you at the Lower Harbor with Michael. Obviously, everything wasn't set up just yet, but that's perfect because it rained today anyway. When do the artists start moving in? I heard that there were about 120 of them this year.
Yeah, we have 124 artists this year coming from all over the country. A lot of regional artists, a lot of local ones, folks around the Midwest area, but we have people from all over the country. So Oregon, Washington, California, Florida. So we'll be filing in throughout the week. So getting rolling with setup on Friday. The show itself starts on Saturday at 10 a.m., goes till 6 p.m., and then Sunday from 10 to 4. But yeah, we're just going to be spending the week getting ready for all the fun.
So there's obviously some national attention with this event if artists are coming from all the way across the country. Has it always been that way? Have you always seen this large turnout for it?
Yeah, it's grown immensely. So we're on our 64th year, 64th show this year. It started in, 1959 was the first show. People ask me all the time, why is it called Art on the Rocks when it's in a big grassy field? But the original show was 35 artists on the rocks at Father Marquette Park in downtown Marquette. And then it outgrew that venue about 10 years later, moved to Presque Isle, where a lot of folks remember it. Stayed there until about 2008, and then it moved to Lower Harbor Park. And just throughout the past, 6 decades, just really grown organically. Talk to artists all the time who come up for it, and they say, that they love the show and they love meeting people from the community, but it's really Marquette that draws them in. So they're excited to, take a weekend of their summer to come up here, even extend that a little bit, spend a full week if they want to, and do all the camping, see all the outdoor sites, just get out and about and get to learn what Marquette community is all about.
Well, especially being kind of sandwiched in with some other events happening like Blueberry Festival, there's just such a draw this week to enjoy the downtown area. And while the location of Art on the Rocks has changed, it's now, it's not really on the rocks anymore. The essence of it, the whole reason for it, it still remains the same, just to get really good art out to the people.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So what can folks expect this year besides 120 artists?
Yeah, 124, it's amazing. Just thinking about, just 3 years ago we had to cancel a show because of COVID, it's still a thing. And I hate to dwell on that, but I do it because it's just so exciting to see how we've kind of bounced back, and how I know a lot of local events are feeling the same way. We finally have a rhythm again. So it's just such a special time in the summer. So yeah, in addition to all these artist booths, I should add that the artists represent a bunch of different artistic media, 14 different media, 2D and 3D art. So painting, drawing, ceramics, wood, furniture, fiber, jewelry. So it's just a really eclectic group, eclectic mix of artists. So yeah, they'll be displaying all weekend, and then we also have the Pebble Corner, which has a bunch of fun art activities for kids, young families, and the young at heart. So it's another fun thing to check out. Lake Superior Art Association, who is the parent organization for Art on the Rocks, will have an info tent too, so people can learn more about the work of the LSAA. And yeah, just come down, stay as a little long as you want, and talk with the artists, support the artists, not too early to buy Christmas gifts, So it's just, yeah, really looking forward to it.
I mean, shows like Art on the Rocks, art fairs, they're the perfect opportunity to find Christmas gifts. And it really is not too early at all. It's July, so it's going to be creeping up on us so fast. And I love just looking at the unique, handcrafted everything at shows like Art on the Rocks. I mean, I always find a perfect mix of functional pieces and then purely just aesthetic, hanging on my wall pieces. So I always walk away with just something totally different.
Yeah. Yeah, there's something for everybody, and I say that too. I mean, that's kind of an old adage, but there really is something for everybody there. And you never know what you're going to be drawn to until you just go around and, getting to see the artists who make it and talk to them and interact with them, and maybe some that you recognize from previous years too. It's just such a cool atmosphere.
And you can see that information up on your screen right now pertaining to the dates and times that you can check out Art on the Rocks. So what is that selection process like for artists?
Yeah, so we open our applications every year on January 1st. Anyone's invited to apply. And then we accept applications through March 31st that year for that summer. So once artists apply, we have a jury that goes through all the applications and selects based on certain criteria. And from there, they're accepted to the show. And then planning continues for the next few months and eventually get everybody up here.
Is it true that there are still some last-minute opportunities?
There are not anymore,
No.
unfortunately. But anybody at any time to reach out. All of our contact information is on our website, or you can, Facebook or Instagram DM us. With your email address, you can stay up to date about when the next application process will be coming up, and just join our email listserv for anything you might want to know.
You said there are 124 artists that are going to be down in Lower Harbor. Do you foresee that even expanding even further, and then maybe even moving from Lower Harbor to maybe a wider location?
It's hard to say, yeah. We haven't gotten there yet. I know, pre-COVID, we had regularly between 130 and 150. We think our kind of upper limit's 150 at Matson Park itself. So we'd have to get creative with layouts if it gets to be that big again, especially with the, the Kids Code project getting a little bigger and kind of reshaping how we lay things out. But I'll never say never. I mean, it's already moved, between spaces. There's only 3 locations, but moved, I think, 4 or 5 total times. So have to be flexible. That's how events work, especially ones that have been around as long as we have.
Yeah, absolutely, like 64 years. That's like insane. I knew art was a very intrinsic part of like Marquette. I mean, you see the murals on the wall, and it's just like, it's no secret that art's a big part of our community. And yeah, just like, how does it feel to see it, like, even after COVID, still going strong after?
It's amazing. Here? I mean, I remember when I was a kid growing up here, attending when it was still in Presque Isle, and one of the highlights of my summer, my mom always brought me along, and seeing a lot of the artists that now I interact with, and they probably didn't know me at the time, but they know me now, and it's just, I don't know, it's really magical. It's special. We have a really, really robust art scene in Marquette. Like you're talking about, it speaks for itself. But that really world-class talent coming up here from out of the area, sharing those perspectives. We've had a lot of artists coming from out of town who've connected with local artists and made friendships. So it's just that, it's kind of this whole ecosystem of just creative energy and positivity and just sharing really high-quality work and, catering to an audience that is, savoring it and really looking for it.
I mean, I feel like robust is a really good word to describe the Marquette art scene, and not just in the visual arts, but in musical arts as well. We have so many talented musical artists. We're going to continue our conversation of Art on the Rocks later in the program. We're going to be hearing from some artists, taking a look at their pieces, but first, we are going to be getting to know the Seth Brown Duo a little bit, and we'll be hearing some